failing up? Is it a real thing? It's common, it's popular, it's trending, but is it real? Okay, well, we'll investigate. Hi, I'm Jen Joseph from Envisage Executive Coaching, here to release your confidence. So how does failing up work to our advantage? Let's take a scenario. So someone is unemployed, either recently or long-term, they're unemployed. They may be someone with practical skills, they may be a professional long-term. And the barrier that arises is this question when searching for work. Am I good enough? Can I get through this? Can I answer the questions? Can I make a good impression? Will they like me? Will I fit in? Will this give me an opportunity to advance in my career? I don't know what I want. Should I just go to work to get money? Or should I wait a bit longer to find the career of my dreams? What are my dreams? As these questions start to churn in the mind, I would like to say that they create a vortex. They create a system. If you can think of a tornado or a hurricane, they tend to get stronger as they pick up more and more either heat from the ocean or from the atmosphere, and so that they can get bigger and bigger and they can rotate faster and faster. Well, these questions are coming in to the mind of the individual in that way. Am I good enough? Can I do this? Can I answer the questions correctly? Will I even hear what they're saying? Or will I panic and just get a... And so this vortex grows. And now we have a scenario where the person is about to fail. So how can they use that scenario or that situation to fail up, if that is possible? Because when you think about failing, it's about falling down. Now, as I said before, when it comes to issues that create fear and struggle and failure, it's because we're asking ourselves certain questions that are quite unproductive. Instead of us moving forward with a sense of adventure, we start to move forward with a sense of trepidation and anxiety about something that has not happened as yet, but in our imagination we can see that thing happening. And this is key, and this is why I gave you those two statements earlier. When these questions start to arise, what we tend to do is we put meaning to them. And generally the meaning is, I can't do this. I'll be embarrassed. I don't have those skills. The question is, okay, maybe you don't have the skills right now, and which means that in essence it will be difficult for you to do that thing, not that you cannot do it. But then how are you going to gain the skills? When we do take action on something that makes us feel fear or trepidation, it means that we then have something quantifiable, some evidence, not thing, evidence that's quantifiable. So for example, the person who's unemployed and going for a role, when they do take action, supposedly the first action is do a CV, and it's better than the one they had, then the evidence is, I've done something good. This is better than what I had before. And they could then do it again. And each time they would do it, they'd refine a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and it would get better. Now, of course, the option is to hand it to an expert. Tell the expert about your experiences in life. Tell them about the job you want to go for, and they will try then to mold your CV to fit that particular role. That's the shortcut. But you haven't in yourself learned how to do the CV better. Then, of course, once the CV is done, then there is the making of the application. Now, this is going to be all of you. So now, if the application is made from the position that, okay, I'm going to struggle a little bit, but it's because I want to grow, I want to get a better role, then I can relax in myself somewhat. I can feel, okay, it's going to challenge me, but that's not a bad thing. Also, if I also take the second statement, what if I couldn't fail? Then I'm going to also cast off even more of those concerns and more of those worries, which then frees my mind to think differently. I have now got an altered paradigm. See, I'm not a mindset. I'm not dealing with mindsets right now, because mindsets are things that are set. When I'm looking at paradigm, I'm looking at perspectives. And so we've changed our perspective from can't to can. Now, I now have two lots of experiences that can alter the outcome. One, I've done my CV once, maybe twice, and each time it's got better. Two, I've made the application, and that's given me an option for selection because I've entered an application. It also alters my perspective on what I'm going to look for in the next role and the next role and the next role, assuming that I don't get any further than the interview or the first selection stage. So in that respect, I have now failed up. What does that do to me? Well, it actually alters my self-talk, how I speak to myself inwardly, how I challenge myself. It also means that somewhere in my belief system, I've cut off several routes to the thoughts of failure, of embarrassment, of a lack of skill, lack of knowledge. I have now said, I am going to try no matter what and learn from this experience. It means now that I can now extract from this experience several lessons that I can use in the future. When the next job comes up that I see and I like, I can be saying to myself, I remember when I did the other one, I felt, oh, I could do this. When I got to a certain question, I used this particular answer, but I can think of a better answer now. And so I'm failing up. This is not about innovation, but it's about being creative. Okay. I would like you to sit for a while and reflect on the conversations that you've had with yourself that have made you feel so afraid that you couldn't move forward. And then look at how you could use those experiences differently. Now, here's the really good thing about this exercise. You can actually fail up from your reflection without having to go through an experience that would challenge you to face embarrassment or shame or any form of deprivation or lack. In doing the exercise of reflecting on what you've done in the past and how you could do it differently and to your advantage, is going to equip you to fail up even better. This is Jen Joseph, here to release your confidence. Bye for now.